Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we are starting The Room 2. This is the continuation of the Room series, which is a mobile game first and foremost, but it gets ported to Steam, and it's a pretty good one in a field where there are not very many good mobile games whatsoever. We're on the main menu. It starts off by asking you to create a profile, 1 of 3 profiles, which is fine. A nice little option that a lot of games often forget, particularly when you're talking games that tend to be a bit cheaper in scope, if not actual expense. Now, this game did start off at volume level 10, and that was incredibly loud. We could probably bump it up to 2, but see, even that is a big jump. And graphic settings were at the lowest settings, and I've gone in and customized everything to just the highest settings. And we really don't need too much setup, so we can just jump into the game. From what I vaguely recall of playing The Room 1, it was a puzzle game that kind of went in a slightly supernatural direction, if I'm recalling correctly. When I was hoping more, it would stay in more of a consistent real-world direction. The Room 1, you found this object inside of your attic, and there were all kinds of puzzles on it. Basically, it was a puzzle box, not like the Hellraiser puzzle box, but more like a box that just has a bunch of puzzles. We have to figure out on how to open drawers and get more clues to open more things. So let's just hop into it. There might even be a little bit of story here. Loading, probably not necessary. So this concept is not a bad one for iPad or like tablet or cell phone games. You're staying in one area. You're not having to deal with a camera constantly redrawing backgrounds and skyboxes and animations. So it limits what the GPU, your graphics card, really has to do. We're gonna do a tutorial. Click to begin. Click and drag the mouse to look around. So yeah, you are if I ignore the tutorial, you're looking at a mostly black background, and you're going to look around objects to find solutions. Here we can see that there's probably a rather simplistic tutorial puzzle here that they're probably going to give us the exact solution to. It'll probably give us an ability to work on that box over there. You double click to open something, click and drag to open it. So you can see there's some playing around here with the interactions that you can do with a mouse, or with the interactions you can do with a tablet or a touch screen. It says, if my calculations are correct, then this is where you will emerge. Welcome, friend, we have much to share. Now you are blind, but I have left you provision to see that your passage might be shorter than mine. I am forced to conceal it somewhere in this room and trust in your wits to uncover it. I am not the only ghost in this place, AS. And this character, AS, was the main character, if I recall correctly, in the first game. Although it seems like we might be playing a different character than what we played in the first game, because I think the character in the first game was a relation to AS. Check the eyepiece in the inventory. So simplistic inventory. You almost would consider this a point and click puzzle game instead of a point and click adventure game. The lens is broken. So here we have a broken lens on this eyepiece. The eyepiece will reveal certain things, and we'll get different lenses, I'm sure. Click back to exit the inventory. Now right click to zoom out, and we're really quiet now. So While the music on the menu is super loud, we're not getting any of that now. Just a very quiet hum in the background with little specks of dust to give you the feeling of it being a dusty room. Although this, frankly, is probably too much dust. Zoom out further to view the rest of the room. Double click the other table to explore. Double click the round box. And then rotate the keyhole cover. There we go. And push the button. And then click to drag. So it's telling us directly what to do. But once we get out of the tutorial, we're not going to know what we're going to do. You're going to have to just figure it out. Puzzles, it looks like some of the objects can be moved. And what I like about this kind of game is the fact that you aren't really getting locked into a singular gameplay mechanic other than the fact that you're doing puzzles. Every puzzle is going to be a little bit different, which keeps it pretty fresh and interesting. So now the drawer is open, so we can slide to open it and pick up a lens piece. Inventory object, a peculiar looking lens. The lens looks like it would fit the eyepiece. So now if we click on this, it attaches, and now you can see different things. Click to wear it. Sometimes the eyepiece can be used to see things that are otherwise hidden. So click on the fingerprint. Which lets us see that somebody pushed that, which lets us see that there was a button there. Pick up the other piece. Object inventory found, a small piece of shaped metal. I should try to find out where this piece can be used. So this is a pretty slow tutorial at this point. We can see that there's a box here and a note here and a piece of metal down here. Let's see. Oh man, this is a little hard to read. 23rd October 1863. It's kind of surprising games like this even have any story. Mr. Bigby, suffice it to say, I do not share my colleagues' faith in your character. Were it up to me, I should not engage a man of such low breeding or even lower situation as yourself. The very thought of taking a grave robber into our services chills my stomach, but as Mr. de Montefon is fond of saying, needs must as the devil drives. Here I'm getting a tutorial because I'm playing out of order. Falls to me then to brief you of your ungodly task, as you should be well aware. You shall only be paid upon your successful return with the artifact. Should you find yourself having any ideas otherwise, I must stress to you that, and while the artifact is of enormous value, it is only of value within a certain small community of researchers. It is not for the eyes or hands of the uneducated man such as yourself. I unconditionally demand that you do not interact with the object in any way. It might prove incredibly dangerous for you to do so. It is an instrument of great power and not to be interfered with by inferior minds. Now notice here, I cannot bring up the lens. So if there was something written on top of this that is unviewable, I can't do that. But I'm supposed to be doing something like this. I found another piece on the side here. But the thing is, this doesn't look like that fits there. So probably fits over here. Double click over here to get to that. Yes, I see two of them. Two spots where this would go. The panel appears to be missing two shaped pieces. And we happen to have two shaped pieces, which we can rotate. I believe this is an Unreal or Unity default like 3D model code, because so many games that don't really have a reason to have this feature seem to have this feature. I would assume that this was a Unity game, because Unity's simple ability. These pieces look exactly the same. Unity is a little bit easier, I think, than Unreal to port to cell phone games. And I guess we're going to just drag it, and either one works in either slot. Interesting. And we'll just spin this around to make a bigger hole. And we now have a small brass sphere. Now we're in a weird position here, because it doesn't feel like there's an end to this tutorial. It feels like we've just jumped into the main game. Let's see. And this looks like there might be writing on it, but there's no way to look. It's also kind of weird, you know, because this is a port, that you're double clicking to zoom in, when most people would have a mouse wheel, and a mouse wheel would be your default, or at least my default thought, as far as what would need to be done or used. Alright, let's see. Base looks detachable, but not by hand. There's a lot of clicking going on too. Like, my mouse sounds particularly noisy in the quiet environment. Like, I get the feeling here that this really should have some background music. Alright. What about here? Can that go there? Just turn on the lens and see if we can find anything hidden. And see, we only have the red lens right now, but I imagine we will eventually invoke another. Let's see. It says SESWN. Alright. So does this attach here? Yes, it does. It makes like a marble eye. So south, east is locking in automatically in the middle. South, west, and north. And I wouldn't have gotten that if I hadn't paid attention and used the eyeball. I would have had to look for it. So now we have a medallion. And it seems like what, if you were going to develop a game like this, what you'd do is you would have a collection of puzzle ideas, and then you would merge them together in a linear line like this. So this looks interesting. I should take a closer look. Eventually, I think the game is going to stop telling us things like that. I wonder if anything else matches the shape now. we were to go back here, though, and look on the other side, that is great. Now, this is one of those mechanisms that really wouldn't work in the real world, but pretends like it would well enough that you can assume some reality here. But eventually, I feel like the mechanisms do get so supernatural, so crazy, it strange credibility. See, at that point, that's where it feels like this tutorial section should end and we should go somewhere else. So if I look through this and it transports me magically to a whole new area, that'd be nice. And then we see a whole new puzzle. That would be nice. The room one was sold to me, at least. I felt like it was supposed to be one single puzzle for the entirety of the game. It kind of was, but it kind of wasn't. So, let's see. It feels like it's a spotlight, but it's not spotlighting anything. Interesting. It's only spotlighting. So we have a Z through the line. And it looks to me like there's nothing else here. And that just locked in automatically. That made it a little too easy. I thought I was going to have to press a Z through the line. Then there's a hole in the wall. And way up there on the edge is a symbol that apparently I'm not locking in enough. But there you go. Now it moved by itself, which it didn't seem like it did that before. So you can definitely get the feeling of spookiness and occult stuff that is being implied here. Like, I'd be pretty freaked out if things started glowing and an angel just appeared, because, see, like, and I don't know if you really should trust in the lens or not. I don't know if there's anything we're doing here that's wise. We get some kind of crystal. Now we've got a 3D shape with like a different kind of lens. And I assume, oh, that's gonna be seizure inducing. That the goal here is to match everything up so it lines up the right way. There we go. We needed to find it on the wall. This game calling itself The Room does invoke at least 2 movies that have been called The Room. And I suppose it could be horror. So, chapter complete. You have done well to emerge from the crypt sound of both mind and spirit, though I fear this is only the beginning of your trials. And I think this is a good point to end this recording. Now, if the tutorial took us about 25 minutes to do it, and obviously this entire game is just going to be 100% spoilers. Generally speaking, yeah, all my videos are complete long plays, total playthroughs, so it's close to 100% spoils. But yeah, if you like what you're seeing and you want to play the game, you might want to go buy the game and play it going on from this point. But also, if you like the Room 1 well enough, I think the Room 2 is so far doing a pretty good job of continuing that general idea. Now, it's hard to criticize this game compared to a lot of other games. If I was to say, compare it to The Witness, which is this giant 3D puzzle game with lots and lots of gameplay, it would fail miserably in that comparison. But if I'm to compare it to an average cell phone game, it's actually pretty good. Anyways, this is where I'm going to end these recordings. These are not going to be super long episodes, and it's not going to be a super long series. I end all my episodes the same way. I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos, because doing all that stuff helps YouTube know that my videos are worth watching. When you subscribe, please click the notification bell so you get notifications. I have a playlist tab on my YouTube channel for every game I've ever covered, so you can search The Room if you want to go see The Room 1. That's completely out there and has aired, plus lots of other games I've covered. Also, if you happen to be new to my channel, I stream every Monday and Wednesday and Friday, so check that out too. If you want to support this channel, there are two ways you can do that. They're listed in the description. You could either support me on a monthly basis through Patreon, or you can just friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wish list, or perhaps a gift card, or perhaps just any game you'd like to see me cover. For example, The Room 3 would be a great gift because, hey, you know I'm going to cover it. I'm already covering 1 and 2. I'm committed at this point. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.